Zane, hello. Red Panda. Hello everyone in the chat, thank you for joining me on this adventure. I'm flying a Bf109F-4. I've got about 70-80% fuel and I'm cruising up north. All the action seems to be in the north. I've been pretty intensively practicing boom and zoom the last couple of days. I'm still pretty crap at it, to be honest, but I've had a few notable victories, but a lot of crashes, and I've been shot down a lot as well. Let's veer off to the right a little bit. Let's stay at the cloud base. This is going to be most probably, I know I say it all the time, but I really mean it this time. This is going to be pretty much one, maximum 2 flights only. Probably 1 flight, so I'm going to try and make it good. Managed to take off without crashing, so that's something. Now just got to not get shot down in the first 30 seconds. So we've got an Allied airfield up north straight ahead, and then off to the right there there's an Axis airfield straight ahead, and there's an Allied artillery and enemy artillery off to the right here, which is where I'm going to sort of head over to. In between the artillery and the airfield, I think that's where we'll find some action. That I've arrived, I'm going to bring it down to continuous power. Alright, the artillery is just to our right of the big town down there at the 1 o'clock. There's a plane there. What do we got? I think it's an Allied, but let's check it out. An Axis, rather. Yeah, look, that's what I meant. It looks to be a 110. And we got company somewhere. I see him. Got a 110 chasing a yak that's chasing a 109. Hits. He's trying to bleed off all my energy. I have to be careful not to lose it. Savage. Savage. He's a goner, I'm sure. There he goes. He's trying to land. He's got his wheels down. Let's zoom in for a closer look. Well, practice does help, obviously. Alright, let's climb back up. I used up heaps of ammo during that attack. Probably still got plenty though. What I could do is I could actually go and attack the artillery and then go and land at that airbase that's closest to the artillery, the most northern airbase that's just over the water there. I was going to actually take off from there, but there were no F4s available. They were only in the southern airfields. Back up at the cloud base, sort of vacating the area a bit, and then I'll go back in again. So, looks like I've still got some MG and a tiny bit of cannon left over, according to that very rudimentary ammo counter. Guys at home watching at YouTube, if you are enjoying this channel and if you haven't subscribed, now's a good opportunity to hit the subscribe button. I've just surpassed 7,000 subscribers, which makes my channel still incredibly tiny as far as YouTube channels go. Some YouTube channels have 100 million subscribers. This channel has just over 7,000. Tiny, tiny channel. But this is one of the best fun things. Having a YouTube channel is one of the best fun things that I've ever done in my life. It's really good fun. Except when you get shot down, someone's shooting at me. over towards my lines and I'll keep on sort of snaking around. Got no idea how close he is because I can't see behind me with that armoured plate there. You hear him shooting though. I have to cut the full power pretty soon, can't do that indefinitely. Almost at the airbase. Down to combat mode. Don't know where that guy got to. There. So one of my guys has put his lights on, I think, so it's actually very helpful. I can see where the action is. Hopefully I'm not too late. We've got a 110 on the right, and what's that on that side? I don't know. Could be a LA5, it could be an FW. It can't be an FW because it's 1941. Could be a 109 actually. It's looking more like a 109. Yep, that's 109. Those guys saved my bacon basically. Someone was on my 6 and I ducked and weaved and got out of there at full power. And then those guys shot him down. There's the 110. Reducing down to continuous power. I was running at emergency power for quite a while there. Not good for the engine. You do that for more than about 30 seconds and you could be in trouble, which I did. Then again, it saved me from getting shot down, so that's something. FCS, you've asked what FCS do I use? What is that? What's that acronym stand for? Forgive my ignorance. There's a 109 at our 12 o'clock. So I'm basically just loitering around here looking for action. If I look at the map, I wonder if that artillery is still there. Yeah, it is. As soon as we've destroyed the artillery, the red artillery, it'll disappear from the map. And you can see there's 2 red airfields off to the southeast. What is that? That's a shadow. It's probably the shadow of the 109. There's a spot in the distance there. What is that? What is that? I'm going to try and track it as I turn around towards it. Looks like the 109. Yeah, that long fuselage and those thin angular wings tells me that that's 99% certain that that's a 109. Let's just have a look at him as he gets a bit closer. Looks like a 109. Where I used up heaps of ammo in that last shoot down, where I shot down a yak, so including cannon. I used my cannon and my MG, so I've got hardly anything left. I've got a bit of MG left and hardly any cannon, probably less than 20 cannon shells left out of the 200. But that's all I need. I really savaged that yak because I knew I wouldn't get much of an opportunity. Do something a little bit risky, I'm going to head right over to the artillery and then back again. See if I can stir up a hornet's nest. Plane is not damaged and I still have some ammunition, so on that basis I'm not going to return to base just yet. Alright, we've got a small town on the nose. That means we're flying alongside the artillery. It's to our left and behind the wing a bit. Down there somewhere. Alright, see that small town? It's at a T-junction in the road. Right there. The artillery is right there. You can see an aircraft down there. Can you just put its lights on? What is it? Where is it? So we've got a ground attacker attacking. And what else have we got? What is that? Looks like I'm seeing the shadow and the bullets, but not the plane itself from this distance. I'll get in a bit closer. It's probably just ours. But there could be... What is that? That's a 110. Bit of a fireball there. Someone's crashed. Speed's picking up. You can hear the wind. Yeah, that's a 110 that's done some ground attack. I might pull out of this dive. 700 kilometers an hour plus. Diving into that thick air, it's a bit too much. Anyone on the tail? Not that I can see. Can't see over this bloody thing though. And up we go. And there's the 110 attacking the ground targets, which is artillery. Should be fairly easy for him to destroy. Artillery is usually fairly easy to destroy. You hit it with a few bullets and it explodes, and it's usually placed out in the open, fairly easy to spot. Obviously you can't hide artillery. You can hide it, but you can't use artillery in a forest because the shells are going to hit the trees. So it has to be out in the open. That's why they've put it on the outskirts of that town there. So that artillery will be gone soon, and then that target's destroyed. And that red icon will disappear. That's how it should go in theory. So we're well clear of the town and the river, and over the river or lake or whatever that body of water is, and over there, as I'm looking over there, that's where the friendly airfield is, if I need to hightail it. Anyone under the cloud base? Can't see any. Oh, what's that? I think that's the 110. Yeah, it's the 110. Still doing his groundwork. No enemies in sight. Basically what I'm doing, as I've sort of been outlining, is I'm guarding this ground target and the ground attackers and the fighter bombers such as the 110s and any Stukas or anything. They're going in to attack the artillery, and I'm doing two things really. I'm guarding the ground attackers, and I'm also using the ground target, the enemy's ground target that's below, as a kind of a magnet to attract the enemy, because in this huge map, where are you going to find the enemy? You're going to find them over a ground target. So that's a big motivator to hang around this artillery down here. Up at the cloud base again. Sort of heading on back to the river a bit. I call it the river. It looks like an actual, I don't know, is it a river? I think it's a lake. Something. Just looking at the chat, Akum SE12, what FCS do you use? Akum, like I said, hey, why has he got his lights on? We got something in the vicinity here. Let's go combat power. That looks like a 109 or an LA5. I think it's a 109. I don't know what FCS acronym stands for. Do you mean flight controller, or I'm using a Logitech Extreme 3D? The 109. If I see anything that looks like an FW190, I know it's not an FW190. I know it's got to be an LA5. Assuming that the LA5, I don't think the LA5 was out at this stage, although don't quote me on that. But the point is, if I see any radial engine aircraft, it's not an FW190. In other words, shoot away. There's no chance of hitting a 190. Keeping an eye on my speed in these manoeuvres. I've got combat power on. Someone had their lights on. What's this? Okay, that's an enemy up there. Rightly or wrongly, I'm going to go for the one that's up high. Going to have to hit him savagely and then hightail it home. Is a MiG-3. It's supposed to be a high altitude interceptor. At combat mode. Keeping it smooth, keeping the laminar flow over the wings. Don't want to stall out. Keep the plane within its performance envelope as much as possible. Wonder if that's doing any good. Well, I'm out of machine gun and I'm out of cannon, so it's time to go home. Pity, look where I am, I could pretty much blast into Kingdom Come right here. He's going to be like, what the heck? He was on my tail, why has he broken off? Well, because I'm out of ammo, that's why. You can actually kind of see back like that. It's very limited though. Going in completely the wrong direction. So the plan now is to go back to base, the nearest airfield, and land and refuel, rearm, and head back out again. Still at combat power. If anyone shoots at me, if I see any bullets whizzing past Tracer, I'll go full power. Should be heading north. No, should be heading west. Just joined us. I used up most of my ammo, but I was successful. I shot down a yak, completely blasted it with cannon and MG, and then I had a second go just then at a MiG-3 after loitering for about 5 minutes, but I unfortunately ran out of MG and I didn't have any cannon left. Otherwise I would have got him too. I keep on perpetually straying off course. I'm supposed to be going west and I keep veering north. Actually going to go west again, and north again, and just get across this body of water. I feel very visible flying over the water. I'll be much safer flying over the forest. No one will be able to see me. I can't see anyone flying over the forest, but I can relatively easily see objects on or over the water. Okay, now I'll turn west. One of the biggest problems I have is with boom and zooming is trying to see targets when I'm facing straight down looking at the forest. They just completely disappear into the forest. You just cannot see the plane that's flying over the forest, even moving and manoeuvring. The only thing you can see is Tracer, sometimes it's smoke. That's if you're looking top down. If you're boom and zooming, you're up high, you're looking straight down at the forest, you can't see what's just above it. If you're like this and you're skimming the treetops, you've got an excellent outlook on the silhouette on the horizon. You can see anything and everything. So no problem at this vantage point, at this perspective, seeing targets just over the forest. Now, where's that airfield? Still a ways to go yet. Still flying at combat power. That should be okay. Going into auto level. Ground's not rising, so that's not going to turn off anytime soon. If you'll note on the map, in grid square 0621, 0620, thereabouts, 0521, that's where the action was. And there was red artillery there. It's now disappeared. The icon of red artillery has disappeared off of that area, actually sort of in between 0521 and 0520. So that artillery has been destroyed. So that's a successful mission for me. A rare successful mission usually ends in disaster. Not this time though. I'm going to put my landing lights on and ascend a little bit. By the way, one should never count their chickens before they're hatched. This might not be a successful mission after all, especially if there's a raid by the enemies just as I'm approaching the airfield. Alright, there's the airfield there. And when I land, if possible, I'm going to see if I can get an F4 model with this bloody headrest removed. And what was that up there? Was that a plane? No. Good to double check. I think I was just looking at the antenna and freaking out that I was getting jumped just as I was going into land. Good survival instinct. Alright, what do we got here? I'm just basically just going to bring it down here. Let the speed bleed off a bit in a high G turn, climbing turn, and then start deploying the flap and the gear. Alright, we'll get clear of the runway and we'll go again. Bessie, can you make a live stream with the ME262? I've been thinking about doing that because that's actually my favourite plane at this time, at least until the Mustang comes out. And yes, I can. I definitely can. It's on a different server though, and it has different conditions. So it's one of those things that should be straightforward, but there's a few kind of complications to it. But yes, the answer is yes. I'll do a live stream with the 262. That'll be the next one I'll do. I'll tell you what, I'll do it tomorrow. So next one I'll try and do the 262 because I noticed that recently it's been removed from the servers. The most modern plane you can get is the Bf109F-4 and the FW190D9. And there used to be the 262. It was there for about 2 or 3 weeks after it came out, after it debuted. The last 5 times I've been on that server, it's been absent. So I'll try and make it happen. Rats, they're not letting me remove the headrest. The main airfield where all the action is very busy. I'd like to take an F2, but it has a technical problem with track IR, so I can't use it. I don't want to use an E7 because it's the technology, it's not very powerful. It's a good turn fighter, but I'm doing boom and zoom these days. I want to use an F4, but it's greyed out. I could wait until one becomes available. That'll take a while. I think I'll take off from where I was, because I know the territory. Oh no, that's taken there as well. Alright, I'll have to be down here. Good. Good, good. Just got to fly north for a bit. Louis Brandon on Bf190. Do you mean Bf109 or FW190? There's no FW190s on this map because it's 1941, so it's too early. They haven't been released yet. Jurg Tannenberg. What do you think about camouflage in the game? Are they authentic enough? Hell yeah, yeah, really good. Really good. So, this is, where am I? This is the southernmost Axis airfield. Probably going to take off that way. Guys coming in for a landing. Let's have a look. Looks pretty good. Got to be careful when I'm taking off of the planes that have just landed that are taxiing. But let's go. No, it's a draw. Damn. So this is the annoying thing, is that I got airborne, and now that this whole mission is about to end, whether I like it or not. I don't know if it's going to end now, like right now, or in 5 minutes time. Sometimes they give you 5 minutes. The team of the Allied countries has accomplished the task set out. The battle ended with a draw. Well, at least I survived this campaign. I think, so I'm going to do just one more because I haven't died yet. And I think what I'm going to do is, as soon as I get into the lobby or what have you, I'm going to try and select the best plane that I can possibly get at the closest airfield to the action, and then jump in it as quickly as I can. Particularly to get something like this without the headrest, the armour. There we go, it's ended. I survived, that's something. Red Panda Zane, will I be created? Yeah, I'll be honest, I've been dragging my feet on it. I've actually got it set up. I've just got to kind of open it and familiarise with it. So it's kind of ready to go. Yeah, I don't know. I'll see if I can motivate myself to get on with it, if I can put it that way. Guys, as I was saying earlier, when I first took off, I'm probably just going to do one, maximum 2 flights, and I'll count this as my second flight. But once I crash out or land or whatever, or maybe not if I land, basically I'll fly until I crash or get shot down. So that's probably going to be, I'm just going to guesstimate it for you. Probably this stream will conclude in about 10 or 20 minutes, but you never know. I was going for 2 hours the other night, but that was with multiple attempts. This will just be one more attempt and that's it. Now let's get a plane. Four. Remove the headrest. 180, full fuel. Funky camo. Ready to go. Yes. So good plane, got a good headrest that's armoured glass, and ready to rock and roll. Knowing. Might take off and just head east. Tannenberg, I think I'll do better examples by reference. But the game, do you mean War Thunder? I don't know, man. I'm happy with the camouflage. That 110's taken off without shutting his canopy. And there goes his canopy. oh, yeah, he's unspawned. Alright, I'm going to put my lights on and I'm going to take off. This is a G4, pretty high performance plane. What kind of power regime do I have? I think it's the same as the F4. Lights on. Is my lights on? Yeah. Alright, I better just hightail it now. Oh, hang on, what's he up to? Stuff it, I'll go. Got some rearward visibility this time. It's basically going to head east, which is the 0 icon on the directional gyro. Zane, Red Panda, Froggy on the server FW109F-4. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Tannenberg, do you have an example of a favourite camouflage of yours? Do you have a favourite? I don't know. Do you have a favourite summer and a favourite winter? What's your favourite winter camouflage or summer camouflage? I know what they are to see them, but I don't know if they have specific names or not. It's that vehicle and that train that's on the border, and I might try and get up to the cloud base. My lights on, lights off. Let's get up to that cloud base and head on over to the truck and the train. Climbs well at 60% power. Carrying full fuel. And we are the closest airbase to these targets, so I'm not expecting to see an enemy straight away. But we've got a multi-layer of cloud here. So I'm going through the cloud base and I've got another cloud layer above. Look at this, we've got 2 layers of cloud and I'm flying. It seems I'm right between the both of them. Don't think I've ever seen this before. This is pretty cool. I'm currently getting 105, 110 frames per second. No problems at all with these complex cloud configurations. Beautiful. And the sun rays and everything. Alright. Enough romanticising, Frog. Find the enemy before he finds me. Right, I'm almost at my trucks and I'm almost at the enemy train. When I see him, I'll go full power and just try and do some stuff. Try and maintain energy. Some newbie says, how do I close my canopy? Look at those rain droplets, just phenomenal. This is why I like this game, it's like so amazing. Except when you get jumped out of the blue, when you're luxuriating in the clouds, when you're frolicking in the clouds and then you get shot down out of the blue, that really sucks. Almost over the enemy train, there's a town to my left. About 600 in that shallow dive. Lucky someone told me to turn my lights off though, or else I wouldn't have remembered. But that's okay, it just means that the enemy comes to me. Most of the time when I jump an enemy, they see me at the last minute anyway, and they turn off. So the element of surprise is good, but it's not infallible. I say, guys, this will be my last flight, so whatever happens, I'll try and make it good. Hopefully I get a kill or two and return to base. Let's have a look at that wall of text you've written there, Tannenberg, in the chat there. I'll have to Google search that afterwards. It sounds like you've picked out some pretty specific camos there. That's actually an impressive answer. Thank you for that. And then at the other end of the spectrum, you've got the Red Baron in World War I, just painting his plane bright red. Towards the end of the war, the Allies weren't even bothering with camouflage. They were just leaving them bare aluminium straight out of the factory. What the heck is going on here? There ain't no enemies in the sky. Deep below this cloud base, actually. Amazing clouds. So I'm cruising along, I believe, at continuous power, looking for action, and I think I'm going to find it below this cloud base. Alright, there's one. Looking at my throttle measurements a little bit too long there, and I just lost sight of him. Where could he be? Don't know if he's Allied or Axis. I'm assuming it's an Allied. Not good, not good. I might have to gain some altitude. Don't want to get closer without IDing where he is. And that sucks. There we go, there we go. Keeping an eye on him against the forest there. Alright, time to stalk. What is that? Quite like a 190 or an LA. I'm going to have to call it an LA and dive on it. Hits, and I'm out of here. Where's he now? Right above the enemy airfield. Check my power. It's all good. There he is. I'll go again. Other one, that's a yak. Completely lost that yak. I didn't have the element of surprise on him, so he was able to bank at the last minute. Even though I'd throttled back, I wasn't able to turn into him at that speed. Best thing I can do is climb, because he'll be climbing up to chase me. There he is, there he is. Turn right on him, stall turn on him. yak. In southwest. In theory, the yak shouldn't be able to catch me, but nah, he's after me. Shit. He's on me. Now it gets interesting. I can seldom shake a yak. Kind of BS, like this plane at emergency power should be a lot faster than the yak, and yet the yak is just sticking right with it. Unless I'm not flying it to its maximum power somehow. I got a yak and a lag on me. Crazy. Ah, damn. Well, what a saga. You find the Hispano is much more dangerous than the 151. Yeah, I think the Hispano has it seems to have a higher muzzle velocity, and it seems to sort of reach out further, maybe a flatter trajectory or something like that. You can reduce your pitch to increase RPM. Is that true in the Bf109G4 and F4? Because those planes seem to be automatic RPM and things like that. I'm going to go, guys. That has been that. So had a few victories there. Unfortunately, ended the way it did, but that's pretty standard. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. This is the Froggy Frog 9000 channel. Smash the like button and consider joining the channel. There's a join button, should be on the screen in front of you there. Consider joining the channel. Helps greatly. I'll catch you most probably tomorrow. Thank you very much, everyone in the chat and everyone that's watched, for joining me on this adventure. Bye for now. Cheers.